one thing I'm noticing, I mean, everywhere I go to speak, whether it's England, Italy, Brazil, where I've gone a number of times and so on, the upper middle class professional women are very unhappy. They're very unhappy. They may have power, they may have a nice lifestyle and so on, but there is the misery quotient is high. Okay, and what I'm saying, okay, as a feminist, is that the women have to stop blaming men for their sense of malaise or misery. Okay, it's not men. It's there's been a cultural change. An enormous change has happened. All right, for the first time in history, men and women are working side by side in an environment. So men and women are having more contact with each other than they ever did, okay? There used to be in the agrarian era, for all those tens of thousands of years, the world of men and the world of women. And those two worlds didn't come together that often. So I can still remember it, okay, in that end of the agrarian era that I experienced in childhood. Okay? The women had their own world. They ruled the private sphere, right? All day, it was multi-generational, okay? There was a solidarity that women had. They were in charge of a tremendous amount of life. And the men, you would come together for dinner, okay? But the men had their own world. And, I remember the men, when the men would come over to my grandmother's house, my grandfather would be sitting there. They would be drinking. I could smell the coffee with the anisette. They would put alongside of it, and the smoking, etc. And the men, we would have the men, okay? And then the women had their own thing, okay? So I think that what women are feeling right now is a sense of displacement, okay, and loneliness, okay, because it's the collapse of the extended family, okay, the multi-generational family, into this nuclear family. It could be that this nuclear family thing is toxic. Okay, so that's why you're getting more and more neurosis the higher up you go in terms of affluence. Okay, that's why you have some of the most privileged young people in our society getting into the elite schools and having to take antidepressants and throwing themselves out of windows and everything else. Okay, because mere material affluence isn't enough. Okay, for identity. So actually, the stronger personalities seem to be coming from working class culture, because they have a sense of their own, place in the universe. Okay? They aren't being shipped around every place. All right. So I think there's a lot of psychological ills in the culture. But I'm calling for a moratorium on this anti-male stuff. Okay. All right. Feminism has gotten very contaminated with anti-male rhetoric. It's completely unnecessary. Okay. All the problems in the world are not due to men. Okay. A lot of problems are due to this systemic change that happened, okay, in this new era that we belong to. All right, well, I mean, we want to have questions, so I should stop? All right? Shouldn't I just stop? All right.